Hello, everyone, and welcome to Radio Entrepreneurs. I'm Phil Sharkey. I'm your host today, and I have the pleasure to speak with a recurring guest, our very own Marc Z from Marc Z Legal Staffing. Marc, great to see you this morning. How are you today?
Phil, great to see you and great to be part of the show.
Sounds great. I look forward to our conversation. So tell me about it. I know we spoke a little bit off air, what you had planned today. Tell me about what's on your mind, Marc. What are we going to talk about?
Sure. For the Marc Z moment today, Phil, we're going to talk about succession planning. One of the things that's happening today with baby boomers and organizations and companies and firms, whether it's accounting, whether it's law firm, whether it's in business, are the whether it's a family business or whether it's a Fortune 500 business, it doesn't matter. Um, Organizations now are looking more seriously at succession planning. And this is not something that was done a lot over the years. That you had individuals that aspired for certain roles and companies and organizations that had mandatory retirement. But now, in order to look at that next generation, in order to have the company grow and develop, that's very, very important for a firm or an organization.
Yeah, Mark, it really speaks to me, and I can relate so much to what you're talking about in my own situation, being a business owner and that next plan of attack. And tell me, how does it go about it in your way? Do clients reach out to you and have these questions, or is it something you bring up to them and talk about their planning for their future and their exit strategy, so to speak?
Well, as you know yourself and Jeffrey, that's something that you would do. What we do a lot of times, if an organization is looking for a successor or looking for somebody to take over a role, we'll get involved in recruiting somebody for that role. And with that in mind, not only to do the job as it is, but to then ultimately take over for this attorney, who the senior attorney, or for the senior executive, whether it's in-house or whether it's in a law firm. That's what we do. And generally, we're giving advice to, as I say, companies are doing the same thing. Or what we'll do is we'll have, in the case of a law firm, we'll have a particular firm. Sometimes it's a solo practitioner. Sometimes it's a smaller firm that they're now ready to dial it down, or they're ready to become to a state where they don't want to do all the administrative and responsibilities, and they want to free up the remainder of their time practicing. So what we'll do is we'll merge their practice into a law firm. So it's either merging practices or it's finding somebody for a particular firm that will come on and take on that role.
Do you see that work regional, Mark? Is it basically in our Northeast area, or if they have practices here, or does it go coast to coast, or how would that play out for people?
Well, if it's a local firm, it's in that particular market, that's where it's going to happen. National firms in their local offices will have the mergers. So, for example, if somebody has a trust and estate practice or a corporate practice, and they're in Boston, then they'll be looking either for a firm in Boston that could take on their practice, or they may be speaking to a firm, a national firm that has a local presence, so they'll do the same thing. So either way, it's going to be in that local market, but this transcends the market. It's not just Boston, it's LA, it's whatever, Cleveland,
Right,
Texas,
right.
Austin, Texas, any market. You'll have people at different stages of their career, and you'll have firms that are looking and say, recognizing we need to have a successor for a person in this role.
It seems like a necessary function for all people in your industry, the legal industry that are turning that next page, and it's good to see that they have a recourse and can reach out to you to get that counsel for sure, Mark.
Right. I mean, it has become very necessary because you have attorneys wanting to practice, enjoying the practice of law, but at the same time have reached a certain point that it's just very, very demanding. They have very demanding clients, they have demanding responsibilities, they have responsibilities to their partners. And then you have individuals who are finding it very hard to develop business sometimes because it's very competitive out there. And if they joined a firm or an organization, they can take on this role, whether it's if they're practicing and taking on the role and inheriting the book of business, or taking it on and saving them time as they want to develop in their career.
Yeah, it seems really like a quality of life issue versus your productivity at work, and it's something that definitely has to be thought about. So I can definitely understand the conversation for sure. So Mark, in summation, I want to remind everyone we're speaking with Marc Z, legal staffing here. And if our listeners, they know you well, but how would they reach out to you? How would they be able to contact you to have these questions answered?
Well, Phil, first of all, go to our wonderful Radio Entrepreneurs Network and website, radioentrepreneurs.com. Google Marc Z, M-A-R-C, and the letter Z. MarcZLegal.com, MarcZlegal.com, and 617-338-1300.
Sounds great, Mark. Really appreciate taking the time for the interview today. I look forward to, again, catching up with you in the future and having further conversations. So I hope everyone will watch us next time. We'll be back with more stories and interviews on Radio Entrepreneurs.